Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our message for Sunday. This is April 25th of 2021. In February of this last year, Matt Kahn gave a great talk on radical gratitude. And so today I want to share with you some of those insights that he shared with many, many different people. Matt calls radical gratitude a tool to help us feel safer in the world and what he calls unravel the spiritual ego. It's to see life in a new spiritual way, more open, no matter the volatility or the energies surrounding you. He calls radical gratitude one of the pivotal cornerstones of fifth dimensional reality. So he says that some people view darkness, the shadow side, emotional density from the eyes of ego. And Matt was trained by the universe to see things in a very different way. No matter how a character operates, even if it seems that their spirit is completely asleep and not influencing their behavior in any way. The part of his job was to interrupt the patterning of their suffering and to be a space where healing could spontaneously occur for them. He said that his teachings were to honor and acknowledge the spirit within each person, even if they were drastically separate from that light of spirit inside of themselves. So when Matt was observing other healers, he noticed there was a tendency to like of intense judgment, condemnation about the dark side inside of people. But he said that the light in him did not want to do that. One of the things that was the major point of contention with Matt was that other healers would tell him that he had to have energetic shields and to stay away from low vibrational people, that he had to have these shields and activate them every day, that he would have to cleanse them. And he said he just thought that was just way too much work for him. And I have to say, when I began my studies into metaphysical aspects, that was what I was taught also. And it didn't feel right to me, but I wasn't at the level that Matt was. He said that he didn't feel true to be a healer who is here to heal the planet, but he only had to hang out with high vibrational people. He said that really didn't make any sense to him. That if he came to be a healer and was embodying the light of source as the highest vibrational pattern in existence, and if that's what he's activating in another person, what was he protecting himself from? He said he learned that there was a way to live with the feeling of being protected without having to arm yourself with the guard of defense of spiritual ego. And what he was taught through his universal guides was a practice that he started when he first began this journey. And he said, which he still continues. And it's a practice of radical gratitude. He had this vision that showed him that everything in the world was a manifestation of one spirit. And as we know, we are that spirit. We are that one spirit that dwells in all things. And Matt found that when he appreciated an object or a person, and as he says, spirit dwells in all things. So this object or person was spirit that had taken that form. And by appreciating it as a gift, it was adding value to his life. even if it was a difficult situation. He learned that the gift was helping to make him better, even if that gift was acting as a character who really didn't feel good to be around. That the more he appreciated it and offered gratitude to anything and everything that he saw without needing a reason to be grateful, that just honoring spirit in that form with gratitude actually changed the vibrational energy around him. So just saying thank you for being part of my life. He said that he would say it to a tree. He would say it to a flower. He said he would say it to cracks in the sidewalk. He said when he was little and he would see cracks in the sidewalk, he would think to himself, who has appreciated you today? Thank you for being a part of my journey, even to cracks in the sidewalk. Matt said that when he was little and he was doing this, he said it felt like a video game where he was getting all these extra points. But in this case, it was like energetic vibrational points in his favor. Then he started hearing people saying that you have to raise your vibration so that less bad things happen to you. And the more you raise your vibration, the more good things will happen to you. And he said the problem that he had with that was that what begins to happen is you begin to judge people who have some not so good things happen to them. And there begins a process of subtle condemnation toward that person because they must not have had high enough energy. And of course, that's how I was taught also. Matt says that vibration is not determining what happens to you, but how quickly you heal, recover, and become an even better version of yourself. Vibration is actually the speed of resilience. And sometimes people will be hurt and the pain will be insufferable. And he said, there are just some things in our lives that just will be insufferable, and sometimes for long periods of time. But as we raise our vibration, we're able to be rooted in the grace of spirit. We're able to recover faster than those who have yet to be connected to spirit. We're able to see how the moment is helping us to resolve into higher versions of ourselves and the resilience to heal as efficiently as possible with no judgment toward anything that comes or goes in our lives. Because things happen. And many times things happen in our lives, not because of our vibration, as Matt says, but because those are events that will pull us into a greater and deeper degree of owning our higher spirituality. So when we engage in a practice of radical gratitude, and when we are regularly, willingly, and deliberately grateful for the things that we see around us, the more insignificant, the better, because insignificance represents things you haven't noticed at a deeper level. Once things in the background come to the foreground by gratitude, you begin to live on the same side as the universe. The universe lives in a constant, uninterrupted flow of grace, praise, and gratitude. And that becomes the vibration of love. When you are grateful for anything and everything in your life, and not just holding gratitude for the things you hope to attract in your life, you start to live in a rather, what Matt calls, untouchable and flawless level of quantum orchestration, where you can actually hold space for people in their deepest pain and not take their process into your experience. you actually begin to call into your own sphere beings of greater positive influence where you can surround yourself with people you more want to be like versus people you have to feel that you have to protect yourself from. And when we utilize the practice of gratitude, your nervous system starts to regulate your innocence to feel safe enough to come out of hiding. Your ego starts to let go of its grip and desire for control, and you are able to start truly embodying the light at a much deeper level. One of the key steps in holding space for a new level of humanity is to be steeped in the higher level of gratitude. And Matt says that if you implement what he's suggesting, not trying to be perfect at it, but just as often as possible, things will begin to change around you. And since in unity we say we are all one, then if we try to distance ourselves from another person, we're actually distancing ourselves from another part of our own self. And the practice is really simple. No matter what anybody else around you is doing, you have the opportunity in every moment to practice, not trying to know what spirit knows, but allowing spirit to teach you how spirit moves. And how spirit moves, it's through the untouchable strength and inconceivable perfection of radical gratitude. So I'm going to mention some things to be grateful for. And the question is, when was the last time you were grateful for these things? So when was the last time you were grateful for your mind, your body, your heart, your thoughts, feelings? You know, each time you are grateful for these things, you are actually giving them permission to raise in vibration. When you state that you are grateful for your thoughts, they actually become clearer and more inspired. When you're grateful for your body, it receives permission to heal. When you're grateful for your feelings, they become precise, intuitive guidance. And when you're grateful for your ego, it connects your spirit with your body and integrates the ego further. When you're grateful for anything outside of you, you're blessed with the light of the one spirit, I am. So going back to some things to be grateful for, when was the last time you said to yourself, I am grateful for my feet, or I am grateful for my arms, my hands, my face? When was the last time you were grateful for any of these? When was the last time you told yourself that you were grateful for your loved ones, this world? What about being grateful for the pandemic, which gave you more time and the space it provided you to become your highest self, spending more time in meditation? Matt even stated that he was grateful for every fear, every tear, whether sad or filled with joy, and that he was grateful for his sorrow, which showed him the courage it takes to feel. And what about being grateful for those who hurt us, as it can actually assist us in raising to a higher level of forgiveness, compassion, and even understanding? So when was the last time you were grateful for your breath? Can you say to yourself, I'm grateful for this very moment, or I'm grateful for my home? What about TV and social media? Can you say, thank you television or social media, when you show me what's hard to be grateful for, so that I may raise my frequency of the light within me to shine even greater. And when you can hold this type of radical gratitude in your mind and heart, you find yourself naturally becoming more peaceful. Your mind naturally becomes more quiet. You feel more grounded. And when you feel more grounded, that, Matt says, actually doesn't have to have a center to be grounded in. And he calls it the centralist center. But just remember, it's not about doing it intensely. It's about doing it thoughtfully. And when you can do this from this relaxed, thoughtful stage, you actually are allowing the universe to open you up in so many different ways. You want to feel this relaxed all the time, and just do the practice of radical gratitude more and more often every day. When you can be grateful more and more every day, there will come a time when you can feel like this without even being grateful. And this is part of the ascension that I spoke about last week, when you don't even have to think of doing something to become something. This radical gratitude is what gets the whole mechanism firing. And when we moved into the state of radical gratitude, there actually comes a time when we stop being afraid of anything inside of us and anything around us, because we have shifted the energy from the original feeling to our energy of gratitude, which changes the energy into love. Matt made this statement: fear only has space to be in you in areas where gratitude has been refused. If you offer gratitude inside and out, there's no place for fear to live inside of you, because fear cannot exist in the vibrational climate of gratitude. Fear can only live in the absence of gratitude. Matt stated that it's not about love versus fear. In the fifth dimension, it's not love versus fear. It's taking the time to love the one who is afraid. It's fear versus gratitude. You cannot be afraid and grateful at the very same time. If you stop and say, I'm grateful for this space, this time, this event, this person, whatever, then you have just changed the energetic vibration of whatever's happening in that very moment. Your vibration has changed. The vibration of the other may not, but in holding the space of gratitude, no matter what, then the energy all around you must change. The minute fear arises and the moment you go to gratitude and say you are grateful for whatever is going on, you are literally neutralizing that space where fear once was. And you are returning it to the light to be removed from here and return to its true form of inspiration inside of you. Even when you're seeing things on the news and social media that are disturbing or destructive, things that have harmed humanity, none of that's right. And we came here to create a planet where that no longer exists. In a very high level moment, when you hear or see some level of abuse, you're not grateful for the abuse, but for how the abuse is inspiring you to shine your light brightly to heal all who have ever been hurt, abused, or harmed. It's a huge step to take. And I know that not everyone is ready to take that step. I'm only reporting from the state in which the universe is calling us to be. One thing to remember is that gratitude is not a vibration that means like. And this is one of the biggest confusions on the spiritual path. It's what actually distracts people from holding space for a new humanity. And they just become another victim within the earth plane. Because from the ego standpoint, and ego only appreciates what it likes, what it agrees with. And Matt says that the subconscious association becomes, if I'm grateful for something, then I must like it. If I'm grateful for something that is hurtful, that means that I must be just like them. So we're trying to fight against the things that disturb us because with our ego minds, we think if we're not against it, then we must be for it. So to be in gratitude, this type of gratitude, does not mean we like what's going on. It means that we honor the intrinsic value of the experience. That even with whatever's going on, by knowing that even this was created by spirit through a spiritual being, and that spirit is involved in everything going on, by honoring that precedent, we're honoring the space in which more healing can occur. And we can say, as Matt stated, I'm grateful for this opportunity to display my heavenly power to be the gratitude I offer that heals whatever I view. So it's not a matter of like or dislike. It's a matter of transmutation of all energy for the well-being of all life on this planet. So it's not a matter of like versus dislike or high vibration versus low vibration. There just comes a point in your journey where you realize that what you like or dislike doesn't matter. It's about how often can I be grateful no matter what, which determines how fast or slow you wake up and expand the love and light inside of you to everyone who needs that. One day, Matt had this thought: what I think about doesn't matter. What I think about anything doesn't matter. What I think about something is meaningless. It only exists for me to engage in the process of gratitude, of giving thanks for being called once again to be the light on this planet that I came to be. And that is the meaning of this radical gratitude. No matter what's happening, thank you for triggering in me the light that I came to be. We all came to this planet to transform this planet for the well-being of all. And we cannot play favoritism when it comes to healing, because when it comes to healing, the victim and the victor, the predator, equally need to be healed. No blame, no judgment, just the grace of the universe transforming an entire planet into a manifestation of heaven on earth. The light within each of us will transform it all. Every moment of healing is a celebration of respecting the spirit we are all waking up to be. If we choose to be grateful for all things, no matter what they are, we can begin to start living from the field of absolute unconditional love that will make this planet a planet such incredible love, kindness, peace, and prosperity that we could only imagine. We are the light workers who are holding space for this evolving planet. In order for this planet to evolve, we as light workers must evolve also. We have to evolve out of all of our judgments, condemnations, judgments of light versus dark. For as Matt stated, the dark is only the light that has forgotten its brightness or refuses to believe that it's connected to grace based on how deeply it's been hurt or others it's harmed. So every time we are grateful for anything, any forgiveness that form needs, it's given to us by the universe, not by you. You're just the space requesting healing and grace to the gratitude that you offer. And when you get used to doing this, you'll actually wonder how you even lived before doing this. When you can get to the point where you will wake up first thing in the morning and you say, I'm grateful for the day. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for the covers. I'm grateful for the light. I'm grateful for my body. I'm grateful for these floors, the walls, the ceiling. I'm grateful for my windows. And what you're doing is just bringing gratitude into every moment and bringing gratitude with you to anything you see. So wherever you go, to just hold, I'm grateful for this, whatever this is. And the energy within you changes so that there is no space in your mind to judge. And even if judgment does arise, you can always tell yourself, I'm grateful for you, mind. I hear you. You're awesome. And in that moment, the judgment ceases and the energy of gratitude takes over one more time. The key is to move into an everyday practice of being grateful for each and every moment, each and everything that you see, that you touch, that you taste, that you smell. And in other words, you're grateful for everything, no matter what it is. And in that gratitude, you are bringing the higher vibration of love light onto this planet. So we can make that a choice for ourselves to live that way each and every day, and therefore being the light of love to transform this planet into a planet of light and love. So I want to thank you all for being here with us today. I wish you a beautiful, blessed day, a blessed week. God bless each and every one of you. Namaste all. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Many, many blessings and much love.